Once upon a time, people started a revolution to get rid of tyrants who lived in luxury, while ordinary people were starving. Once upon a time, democracy was established, and elected governments became the voice of the crowd. But soon, there were new kings born. They do not wear a crown, but gray jackets. They do not reign with terror, but with money. They place their marionettes in our governments. But who asked us if we agree?
Good evening and welcome back to Al Jazeera, where King Ordonio the Twitchy has been on the throne for a little while, is the second, I can't remember, Fraticelli king of Al Jazeera, and has successfully spread the religion to the entire empire of Outremer, more or less, indeed beyond the shores of Outremer on into Africa, and is now worrying a little about the fact that in about 4 years' time the Pope is going to be likely to declare a crusade. And when the Empire of Outremer is a Fraticelli empire that controls Jerusalem, it's probably the case that it's going to be targeting Jerusalem. So he's going to need some kind of a plan. Pink Beast, I do have 2 Model M keyboards in my possession. I might be willing to part with one as long as you don't need all the keycaps.
Model M's like items of commerce?
Yes, but not the one. But not in. There was some reason why I couldn't just buy them. Plus, like, my reason for having 2 of them is partly so I can top up one of my keyboards. Anyway, that is not relevant to this stream, where I am also concerned that my empire is currently at war with Britannia.
Oh, so your boss decided to go to war with Britannia?
Yes, my boss decided to go to war with Britannia.
What?
Oh no, sorry, Britannia decided to go to war with my boss, strictly.
Let's have...
Well, I mean, Britannia and my boss are more or less the same strength, I think. 21k on our side, 21k on their side.
But I was kind of hoping that this would mean that there was an opportunity for Fraticellism to take over Canterbury, but if it's that way round, then there is...
No, the issue is that that we control a tribe in Ireland.
Right, as you do.
And Britain, having got most of the rest of the British Isles, would quite like to get that tribe as well. Britannia, sorry.
Assume that presumably they can storm it, get a whole bunch of ticking war score while you're busy going, where are our ships?
Yeah, which would work fine, except that apparently Outremer has had no difficulty getting 7,000 troops into Ireland and currently has 39% war score. He's busy occupying Ireland. He's busy losing battles in Outremer itself, but he's busy occupying a non-trivial amount of Ireland in return. So yes, currently Britannia is also thus starting to occupy bits of Outremer as well. I'm not sure I want to get involved.
Yeah, you can do it really.
I can't officially join the war, but I could raise some troops and give them a quick thrashing if it felt useful. But there is a plausible crusade in the future. One thing I was thinking about doing was like going out and occupying bits of the papacy. But that may not be entirely wise. I can't go to war with Britannia and take Canterbury at this point, and the other 2 holy sites of Christendom are occupied by the Holy Roman Empire. And, well, you can see how big the Holy Roman Empire is.
Big and scary, isn't it?
Noting that bit of Mediterranean coast is HRE as well.
Presumably you can't go back to war for Compostela yet.
We've already got that.
Oh, you already got that.
There we are. Bishopric of Santiago, part of the Empire of Outremer. Curiously, the Barony of Verien, part of the Empire of Britannia, occupied by Outremer. So yeah, we got that. I did that by a county claim, which has the great advantage that no one else is going to join in. Can't remember quite why a truce wasn't a problem.
Claims on Rome and Köln.
The problem is that the Holy Roman Empire is the actual defender, rather than it being controlled by a tiny little duchy in the corner of the Iberian Peninsula. Right, there's Rome. For some reason, the Apostolic Palace is on fire. But nonetheless, Rome is occupied by the Holy Roman Empire, and so is Köln. And like Canterbury, while not quite as scary, is nonetheless owned by Britannia, which is like third or fourth biggest power in the world. I think. Can we look up realms in the ledger? So if we sort by army size. Yeah, okay, Britannia's actually a fair distance down. It goes HRE, Byzantine Empire, Bengal Empire, Maharashtra, Outremer, Italia, Utsang, Khorasan, Britannia. So we are at least nominally, I think, that army size is clearly not the number of actual troops you have right now. It's possibly the maximum army size. If you go by realm size, then Outremer is actually second only to the Holy Roman Empire. But like, we're not quite as well developed as Byzantine Empire, I think. And we have vast acres of unuseful desert. So, yes. The thing is, presumably, if I'm defending a crusade, if our occupying enemy territory is not very useful because there is so much enemy territory.
So, I don't know, I'd have to check.
So, like, because while I can probably, if I go to war, if I pick the right kind of war with the papacy now, I could arrange to already have occupied much of the papacy's territory when the crusade starts.
This, but it has been at a point when the papacy has been very, very low on everything. And I had a massive Islamic empire encompassing
Yes.
like quite a lot of Africa, all of the Iberian Peninsula, and probably some other bits as well. And it was still, as I recall, really quite tough. And that's, once I got to that point, I could then sort of successfully repel crusades, because I was big enough that it wasn't a problem. But my only previous experience was as a Norse pagan, and I stood no chance and went, you know what seems really good right now.
You didn't you once defend an Albigensian crusade? When you had like a Cathar Empire of Poland or something. I seem to remember that worked.
I think that briefly worked, but then I suffered some massive internal problems and the empire exploded. It might have been an inheritance issue.
I mean, obviously the ideal situation is the Pope goes and leads his armies personally. I capture him and just keep him in my prison until he tries to declare a crusade. Keep him in my dungeon until he tries to declare a crusade. But it may be that he can't declare crusades from my dungeon.
But that might be helpful.
Well, I mean, that I suppose not declaring a crusade is almost as good as declaring a crusade and then losing it. But obviously, I don't really want to holy war the Pope, because we know that slow holy wars go badly. But a claim war against the Pope is probably okay.
The other thing that you might want to do is consider whether there are any large duchy or possibly even kingdom claim wars that you think you can take on and win now, because within a sort of 2-year time span, because that then gives you a couple of years to go, ooh, new territory and get more army. And if you do that, you probably want to be tactical about where it is. Your options here are, well, somewhere mountainous, or somewhere a long way away from other Christians, specifically Catholics.
Well, I mean, if it's a claymore, this isn't. Others
No,
aren't a
but I
problem.
mean,
Or you meaning?
what you want is a bit of territory that's really bloody inconvenient for them to take off you.
Right, yes. Do I still have a truce with Abyssinia? No. Because, like, Abyssinia is terribly, terribly hilly. It is also, like, amusingly Catholic and totally could be holy ward if I wanted to. Oh, right. Still trying to work out what's going on here. So, all right. So Afar is that eastern bit, yes, which is at least in part mountainous. And that's essentially that one county there, right? Yes, I see. If I were to do it by holy war. Alternatively, so the awkward thing is that most of the nice bits of Abyssinia are, I think, direct county vassals of the kingdom.
Is the Byzantine Empire having a revolt at the moment, or has it been?
Don't think so.
Yeah,
Doesn't look like it, no.
because there's some nice hilly bits in there to nick.
It's true.
Really, they're big enough and scary enough that you need a revolt war.
There are some mountains up here in northern Egypt, but they're owned by Britannia, which I can't go to war with at the moment. Don't want to go to war with Outremer. Berbera is like conveniently a duchy, well, two duchies. Duchy of Afar. Can I find a good claimant on Afar? Yes. Can I find a really good claimant on Afar? No. I could bring in Giovanna and I suppose the question is, do any of them have good claims as well? So I don't think a... Oh, actually, who is... Oh, no, the current holder of Berbera and Afar is a child for the next 2 years. And we can steal his marshal. So, yes, I could invite Giacomo, Marshal of Berbera, to my court, grant him some trivial piece of territory. I'm sure I've got something he would like. Would you like a barony in Spain? I do currently appear to directly control Porto and Santiago, and one barony in one of those. Sadly, while there are Di Spoleto claimants to the Duchy of Afar, they don't. That none of them wants to join my court. I should just quickly check if there are any little neighbouring independent counties. No. Okay, well, following Verity's advice, let's invite the current Marshal of Berbera to my court.
Is their name Hannah?
What?
Hannah Berbera.
Oh, right, yes. Why is my... Oh, that's because I pressed plus a lot when I was trying to zoom in. Okay, my spy master is already scheming in Baghdad, so let's let him carry on. Okay, I have no idea why you're trying to kill him. Emperor Jimeno has captured some random daughter of the... Oh, right, yes, the Earl of Brefna, or however that's pronounced. Right, so the righteous poet Ordronio, your wisdom and mercy are legendary. I accept your gracious invitation and will join your court forthwith. Signed, Giacomo Polcarios.
Come, Baron, thingy or whatnot.
Yeah, I think so. And also is about to become Fraticelli. But I also have two other simultaneous messages. Fate smiles upon me, my wife Belaskita is pregnant, and I am starting to think Kunigunda might fancy me. Kunigunda di Spoleto being some kinswoman of mine. I can't remember what her connection is, what she's doing here.
How closely related is she, and is she a genius?
Not a genius.
Oh, it's not worth it then.
From a moderately distant branch, I think. From the like Arabian side of the family. No, it is not appropriate. Meanwhile, excellent. So Giacomo Polcarios is now Baron Giacomo of Viana do Castello. Who, because he has no usefully living relatives, is his heir is actually me. So now I think we could declare war on this kid for Afar or Berbera. He actually has a claim on both of them. Afar is, I think, more mountainous plus contiguous with all my other territory. And like Berbera, he's got lots of money actually. He might be able to hire some fairly serious mercenaries. So I probably want to raise a decent number of troops. Yes, probably not
Because you're going for the mountainous territories.
Probably not actually the ones that materialise over here, though. Or the ones that materialise in the depths of the Byzantine Empire, if there are any of those. I still haven't got any significant... I suppose I've got this bit of Red Sea coast, Red Sea coast, but I apparently can't raise any ships from them. Oh, I can. I was just pressing the wrong button.
Yes, I've done that.
Raise ships is C. Anyway, so let's... So I've got some ships that I can use to ferry people down from up here, but I haven't got anywhere I can bring the ships in to dock up here, have I? Oh, I have, because they're friendly, even if it's not my territory. No, don't march through the besieging British army.
Would you like it to be a giant otter?
All being well, the besieging British army will realise that it's not in their interests to attack me any more than it's in my interest to attack them. And we'll just go around me. Have I got anything down on the Gulf? Yes, I have, haven't I? It may be better to bring some of them down to Basra instead. Send that lot to Basra as well, because that's probably going to be quicker. Plus, the British aren't hiding over there. Oh, oh, damn it, he's now refused to convert on the grounds that I just started a war.
Oh, is that Patrick Stewart?
It's very close to being Patrick Stewart, isn't it? And I think that gives him a hidden modifier that means he won't convert later, because I think Verity ran into this problem. I mean, I'm not too worried about having a random monophysite duke under me.
He's also. How old is he?
34.
Okay. I mean, it's at least he's not going to be Catholic. So.
It's slightly helpful to us if all of our territory is occupied by the British, because then the barbarians can't take it. He's imprisoned another small English child, or British child. Oh, he's besieging us. Oh, of course, we've probably got trade posts everywhere, haven't we? It's like, don't make much difference to war score, but will lead to a lot of our thing is under siege. Counties are converting to Fraticelliism, which is nice. Right. Let's wait for that army to arrive. Then split this up to the point where we have under 6,900 in it, preferably in a slightly more sensible way than that. Can't quite do it. Oh, that's so close. If I then also take one of Duchess Ursula's things out, that'll do. Right. So those can be put on the ship, which is now reasonably full. And they can head down to Aden. Bunch of Prince Archbishoprics mucking around. Right, with that lot, my fairly small Red Sea fleet can't quite take those 700, so let's send it down to it. Down there as well. Oh, we've got more fleets available there. Excellent. That will allow us to ship a few more armies a bit quicker. More blitherings from Westmeath. Palmyra has converted to Fraticelliism. Quick check. Oh, there's a barbarian revolt. Which is trying to take his other duchy off him, I think. Right, he has not yet poured all of his money into mercenaries, which is nice. Let's send those ships back up to pick up the next tranche. Merge those armies together. I think we could. Those are now enough that we can safely march them into the enemy territory. Oh, I found some more troops. Yeah, we'll have you lot. Merge that lot together and then carve off 7,500 of them. That'll do. Embark them on a ship. Send them down to Aden. Right. So, we now have a fleet here, but it's quite a small one. Oops, so we'll need to find ourselves under 3,400 of these. Oh, that'll do. Embark. Head them back down the Red Sea. Meanwhile, that army has arrived, so we can send its spare fleet, I think, back up here, because I think we've still got a reasonable number of troops heading into Eliat. Have we? Oh, maybe we haven't. Well, we've still got some troops in Eliat waiting to be picked up, so that'll do. And this lot, where are you guys going? You're heading across to Zabid, are you? Excellent. Can we get there before you? No. Okay, then we'll just stomp into your territory and occupy it.
You do have a big penalty that. Oh no, because both.
Yes, I can't get into Zabid before the enemy arrives there, so I think I may as well just let them occupy my territory because they've got less than I have. He's now marching back again. Do I get there before him? I get there on the 2nd of September. He gets there on the 7th, but that's planes. But that's fine. I've got an enormous, great numerical advantage. Let's just ensure that we have some good commanders there. I mean, we have some pretty good commanders. Right, flanker on each flank. And a Marshal 20 organiser in the middle. And amusingly, because I get there first, he suffers the straight crossing penalty. This one should have at least one siege leader assigned to it. Those two are still organising themselves, but that's fine. The ships are still a little way off. People are still besieging my territory, but that's all right. They're besieging it on behalf of the British Empire. Sorry, the Britannic Empire. Where's that? No, sorry, I need those armies for my other purposes. I'll come back and deal with you later. Right, so I think we now have enough ships picking up our remaining troops, do we? No, no one is. Which way are you going? You're heading towards Aden, so that means this lot still need another fleet to come and pick them up. Right, let's send a fleet over there then. And it's infuriatingly slightly too small a fleet. They appear to be besieging the trade post of Tajura back. I think we can afford to assault that. It has 14 people in it. Another bishop usurping something. Apparently the Duke of Tripoli is engaged in something. All right. There was a revolt against the rule of Duke Lambert of Tripoli, but he has won by virtue of imprisoning the primary revolter. Oops, my army just disembarked into Aden, where it turned out there was an enormous enemy army waiting for them. Happily, my army's fairly enormous, so maybe we'll do all right. Yes, but we've wiped out 2 of their flanks already, because I think all their troops are in the other flank. No, I don't want to name my daughter after my wife. That will just be confusing. There isn't, sadly, a just pick another one. We've already named a woman after my mother, a daughter after my mother. Oops.
Well, since you're called Twitchy, name your daughter Twonky.
I think that might be confusing, but I can. Twonky. Right, she is now named Twonky di Spoleto. Right, so can we win this battle from the side? Yes, we can. Meanwhile, of course, that fleet is now available again, so we'll send that one up to pick up the tiny number of troops that we can't fit onto the fleet we've already sent up there. That lot are ready, so those can be embarked and brought down here. And yes, that's fairly comprehensively won battle. Doesn't look like he's bought any mercenaries yet. That's a siege in Ireland, which is of no direct relevance to us. That lot are kind of unnecessary there. Let's send them across to help with the siege of Tajura. Oh, and that battle, that battle that I wasn't even trying to get into, got me 27% war score. Yes. That fleet is now surplus to requirements. Still waiting for the ferry to get into Basra. It's possible that I'm engaged in slight overkill here if he never actually hires any mercenaries. But Stuart has apparently had a son by Joanna the Beguiling, who, well, apparently beguiled him, or something. He is definitely not married to her. Got along, thank you. 37%. Yeah, he's soft, threaten him. Right, that's Duke Gonçal discouraged. I would like to improve diplomatic relations. I think it would be more amusing to fabricate a claim on the one county that the papacy holds in Africa. Right, we are now ready to pick up the remaining troops from Basra and ship them down here. Yeah, the British are besieging things. I'm not sure, Claire, if you're asking what the name of my daughter was, my character's daughter. It has ended up being Princess Twonky of Al Jazeera. Thank you, Gareth.
What could have been different?
Was it Simon who called?
It was my fault.
Oh, it was Simon. I just thought it should have been Gareth.
You hear anything, what happened?
The youngest daughter of King Ordonio is Princess Twonky of Al Jazeera.
Right, yeah. On the ground that he was the twitchy, and I thought, well, no, I heard that happen. It wasn't my little need.
Not guilty for once.
Oh, is there nothing left to besiege there? Yes, because the city of Assab is actually controlled by the Kingdom of Abyssinia. Okay. There's a slight problem that quite a lot of the territory of the petty kingdom of Berbera is like already being occupied by its rebellion. Oh, I should have paid attention to who she was being taught by. Oh well. She's not the useful one. Should probably thus pay attention to who the go off and marry. Okay, apparently we're at war with the Byzantine Empire. Not me personally, you understand, just the Empire of Outremer.
your boss again. Wait, is this the same boss who's also at war with Britannia?
Yep. At least I assume it's the Empire, because no one else can be. That's the Byzantine Empire has decided to attack us in order to get the county of Colonnea.
Okay, so your boss at least didn't start with it.
No. I think the Britannia that the Byzantine Empire have noticed that we're at war with Britannia already.
This is a good moment.
Yes.
In exactly the same way as we tend to look at it and go, oh look, there's Byzantine revolt going on. I wonder what we can possibly do about that.
Yes, I
Wow.
I was just trying to wonder whether your liege was just supremely skilled at pissing off everybody all at once.
No, that's perfectly normal.
A sort of rapid offensive unit.
Ah, right, yes. I just married my daughter to someone who was the last but one Byzantine emperor. No, to the son of someone who was the last but one Byzantine emperor, which would have been an excellent move when he was the Byzantine emperor.
However,
But he is still a duke, so like it's not bad. Got plenty of prestige from it.
I realised Byzantine emperors could stop being Byzantine emperors.
Oh, it happens quite a lot.
While not stopping being people.
well, the thing is, you get betrothed to someone.
Yeah,
Betroth them to someone at some point, and then in the intervening n years, the heir to the Byzantine emperor or empire or the Byzantine emperor mysteriously isn't anymore.
yeah. The empire goes. The Byzantine Empire tends to have quite a lot of revolts,
Including internal ones.
and so those will tend to overthrow the existing empire.
Possibly especially internal ones.
All right, the defensive pact against opposing Reinhard di Spoleto has evaporated because he died. We now have Reinhard the Second of the Holy Roman Empire. I thought it might be that the Holy Roman Empire had mysteriously become terribly weak,
Might have done, I mean...
but no, I think he just died.
That does tend to mean it's weaker, because you've got the short reign penalty, which is a matter in the troop levies. Because everyone is kind of like...
Humbert di Spoleto has become the new Grand Mayor of the Republic of Axum.
Excellent.
well done. What are you trying to achieve anyway? You're currently in Beera. Let's just confirm that that is in need of conversion. It is, yes. Right, stay there then. Just having a quick battle to get some extra war score because there might not be very much more available by besieging. There, right, that's shoved us up to 100% war score. We've captured a bishop. Make sure everyone is in my territory. Get the ransom for the bishop. And then end the war. So message, someone is, oh yes, the guy that I just put on the Afar throne is now known as the usurper. So right, we don't have the whole of the de jure Duchy of Afar because a fair amount of that is actually part of the Kingdom of Abyssinia. At least one county of it, Asaita, a rather large county, is part of Abyssinia. He's got a decent number of troops and an incredibly small amount of money, like minus 600 money. I don't have any unnecessarily raised troops. I'm getting close to being a paragon of virtue. 1800 out of the required 2000, or 1867 out of the required 2000 piety. So it is now 1321. We conveniently inspect the Pope, who is next door. The next crusade can be called starting in about 3 years' time. So we could plausibly go to war with Abyssinia, but that would only be for a single county. So what's happened to Berbera? Oh, there's a new Duke of Berbera because presumably the old Duke lost his war when I stole basically all his remaining territory.
Yeah, that's often a problem.
Sadly, the new Duke is an adult and thus my weak claim on the Duchy of Berbera will not be enough. So that will have to wait, but we have occupied a little bit more space down there. Yes, what I want is for you, my dear Chancellor, to successfully fabricate a claim on that county. You've got plenty of diplomacy, but Still only at 16% annual chance of successfully fabricating a claim, which isn't really very good. At the moment, I don't actually have a casus belli against the Pope, astonishingly.
I assume he will sooner or later get round to having one against you.
Yes, but I think it might be helpful if I were like occupying some of his territory before he started. And I don't think my bit of the Empire of Outremer extends very close to its edges over here, so I don't. Well, I mean, I don't have. I suppose I probably have a Holy War casus belli against Sistan now, or I have indeed a claimant on the kingdom, but that's not so helpful because I'm a king. But I'm kind of a bit. I mean, admittedly, Sistan's quite a long way from the nearest other Catholics. I kind of feel I don't want to deplete my armies now. I want to try to recover them a bit. Why is Duke Gonçalo of Baghdad minus 49 opinion about having troops raised? I'm pretty sure I haven't had them raised that much. I mean, he still likes me to the tune of 51, despite the fact that that apparently I've had his troops raised forever. Definitely all zeros there and there. So Diego is 15, thus we should be a bit careful who's tutoring him. It is me. I am an elusive shadow. Okay, Diego has the fairly astonishing diplomacy 26 at the age of 15. Which is probably a sensible situation. Marshal 15, and if he manages to inherit elusive shadow from me, that'll also give him will give him a small diplomacy boost and a pretty decent intrigue boost. Or I try to get him ludicrous marshal as well.
Ludicrous marshal seems to be generally a bit more helpful than ludicrous backstabbing. I've never really ludicrous backstabbing pay. I mean, I might just be really bad at it.
So we could briefly assign him to my brilliant strategist, diligent commander.
Sounds like a solid plan, that.
For the next year or so. Which then means that I could probably find someone else to tutor. Urraca, I'm already doing. Munia is also a genius. So let us take her under my wing. Well, you can see that at least some of our counties are slowly turning solid dark cream, which is nice. Even though our Duke of... Oh yes, we should just check that that Duke won't. Duke Giacomo the usurper. Oh no, he's willing to convert now. Excellent. Let's just send him that and then not immediately declare war. What's going on there? Oh, right, one of the local barons is getting into a fight with the British now. Maybe I should do something about this peasant revolt. Okay, no, I don't have that many troops in Damascus now. I'm going to need most of those if I'm going to make this stick. Excellent. Duke Giacomo is now Fraticelli. It's not like the rebels are going to accomplish anything there. I think the British did win that battle, but did cause some harm. Daughter Munia is becoming patient. Yes, we like patience. What? Well, okay, we'll go and hit them after we've hit the peasants who are currently revolting in somewhere else. Araka asks if a tree falls in the wood and there's no one to hear it, does it make a noise? I think we would much prefer her... Ooh, probably diligent versus probably gain one learning and become shy. Diligent gets you one learning anyway. Yeah. Yay, she's diligent. Right. Now, technically, this army is only very slightly bigger than the enemy one, but peasant revolts tend to be very badly organised. So if we send in a halfway sensibly organised army, they will crumble. They might actually break our centre. Barely. We have successfully built a Caballero training ground in Mosul. We can't now afford to build anything else useful because we don't have very much money. Other people are converting to Fraticelliism as well. And now let's go. No, don't go via Jerusalem. It's full of British. Oh, it looks like I'm not needed for that that revolt. Okay. Well, let's just wait for them to actually win the battle before I declare that I'm not needed. Yeah, okay, I don't think I need to wait any longer. Except I have to wait for my army to not be movement locked. There we go. Right. Okay, it's probably time to hold a feast then. Who are you trying to kill? No one I think is relevant. Various holdings under siege because, well, we're still at war with the British, so well, no, up to 74% war score in that one. As we get, apparently we have 40% war score for the fact that we still control the territory in question. Do have -6% in the war with the Byzantine Empire. Probably because all the Outremer troops are in Ireland. Well, maybe they are. I don't really know where they are because there only appear to be 4,000 troops there. What are you doing, my dear liege? You do have 23,000 troops somewhere. Lavishly spend on food for a change. Of course, why I get a bunch of messages about sieges in Ireland is because that's actually where my character is. He is as a commander of Outremer, leading troops in Ireland.
With his commander hat on, you usually teleport back home anytime he needs to.
Yes, I think so. You can see he's wearing his commander hat.
That's a bit condemned for TARDIS, I think.
Yes. Duke Lambert of Tripoli, you are the wrong religion. You are refusing to convert. Well, I think in that case you should be in my dungeon. Okay, he is apparently now... I'm apparently now at war with Duke Lambert of Tripoli. Because I'm already holding Duke Gonzalo of Ascalon prisoner, who was also of the wrong religion.
Well, at least they're not going to conspire in the prison because one of them refused to go there.
Raise a reasonable number of troops around here. I think those peasant revolts will be left to my vassals for now. Oh, I have to cancel the feast because obviously I was foolish and went and started a war during a feast. Not allowed to do that. Who are you trying to kill? Do I care? No. Yes, yes. I merely said that he should obviously be in prison. He was the one who went and decided that the correct response to me trying to imprison him was to go to war with me. Why are you converting things Catholic? Philippopolis? Where's Philippopolis? Wrong button. Philippopolis. County of Philippopolis. Oh, right, it's all the way over there. That's because Count Iacobos of Philippopolis is the wrong religion, but I can't fix that. It has to be his liege who fixes that. I think I will do this. Start by doing this by stomping into Ascalon or whatever it is territory.
Is that 100% war score in the Legion War?
No, 84%.
That is good.
One of my two liege's 2 wars. The other one's minus 17%.
Well, I assume that he's going for the usual tactic of trying to get one out of the way and then going to attack the other.
Yes, I expect so. We built a shipyard in Pontevedra, but I still don't have very much money. Okay, maybe I should have brought more troops to this siege. Aha! We have a claim on the county of Farafra. Yes, we will use that even though it's a bit expensive, because then we could go to war with the Pope. But unfortunately I'm busy being at war with one of my vassals at the moment. Also raising extra troops in order to help with the war, because I hadn't kind of thought about how long it was going to take to besiege level 7.5 fort. Oh yes. Oh dear, things get quickly out of control as my soldiers storm the gates of Laix. That's in Ireland, isn't it? Yeah.
I think we
Killing indiscriminately and sacking every building they come across. They seem to have lost all sense of discipline. So there's the let them have this fun, the hey wait for me, and I will stop this immediately and hang the culprits. Certainly in the past, having strong leader has been quite nice. Yes. I mean, you lose 200 prestige for letting them have their fun, and various people are decidedly unhappy, including my Oh, actually, including the Emperor of England, I think that, of Britannia, isn't it? Yes. Jimeno mentions Jimeno, but it doesn't do much else. But that gives a -3 plundering leader. Similarly for that, except that I lose even more prestige and get a tiny amount of gold. This one, even if I fail, if I fail, I get slightly worse opinion penalties as a weak leader, but otherwise it's all right. Yeah, we're totally going for that and seeing what happens. And I have strong leader, which is nice.
Spoil sport.
Yes. Emperor is now at 98% war score against British. Right, he's now occupying Westminster. You know, we may have lost Jerusalem, which might be a bit of an embarrassment if the crusade starts before we can finish this war.
But you've at least got England's green and pleasant land.
Yes. There it is. Westminster in Middlesex, occupied by Outremer army. Along with like a largest chunk of Ireland. Do not try to take territory off Outremer unless you're really tough, like possibly the Pope. And I'm about to go to war with the Pope if I can get this one out of the way reasonably swiftly. Yes. So, like, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to send anyone out to Finland, but maybe I'll just sit in his county down here. But it'd be quite nice to occupy his territory in Finland. No. Prince Diego has sadly only become a skilled tactician, despite my best effort.
Still, I mean, that's probably given him respectable scores in.
So he's 26 diplomacy, 21 martial,
And what are his others?
11, 10, 14.
Okay, that's actually pretty good, really, isn't it?
So he should marry his convenient genius.
I'm not sure that geniuses are known for being convenient. Very awkward is more like.
Well, yeah, she is a zealous Catholic, so there are going to be some arguments. Indeed, I'm slightly worried because he's a non-zealous Fraticello. She has slightly lower martial than he has.
So when the domestic dispute escalates to armies, he's in with a chance.
He has much higher diplomacy. I think he'll be able to stop it escalating that far. So yes. Oh, actually, while she's zealous, she isn't tagged as true believer. So possibly, if I give her some money, she will actually convert to Fraticelliism. Right. And because she's a courtier, the fact that I'm at war doesn't matter. Goodness, this is a tough fort.
7.5.
Yes. Right, excellent. Brynhilda has converted to Fraticelliism to match her husband. Which is helpful. So what's the next child doing then? The next child is Urraca, who is 14, who is also turning out fairly nicely balanced. and is already being tutored by me. Ah yes, but the point is that I might want to send her to someone else who can give her a better martial education. She also has a genius betrothed. Munia is not yet betrothed and she's now 10, so we should probably fix that. She's also a genius. Are there any genius boys available still? If we want a matrilineal marriage to a genius, there's a 15-year-old Amalrich in the food who is awkwardly a zealous Catholic, but otherwise will be all right. Yes. Princess Twonky is not a genius. Am I teaching? Yes, I'm teaching Munia. I'm currently teaching Munia and Uraka. Right, that's good. We might want to hand Uraka over to someone else, but probably not for a year or so. Yes, I've got terrible war score here because your forts are so damn tough. Right, Emperor Athelred of Britannia accepted Emperor Himeno the Tenacious's peace offer. Emperor Himeno of Outremer won. Right, now your challenge is to recover from your minus 73% war score against the Byzantine Emperor. So yes, we now still control that one tribe over there in Ireland, which we went through an enormous war to defend, but presumably got a quantity of yes, reparations for the inconvenience. He only has 281 money though, even after that. I do have quite a high opinion of my liege, apparently. Oh. Countess of Doralion, the terrifyingly rich Countess of Doralion, has apparently lost one of her other counties. Somehow. All right, the Byzantine-Latin de jure war over Colonia has ended. Emperor Himeno of Outremer lost. Yes, right. So he successfully won one of them. Now I'm merely rather embarrassingly losing this war at the moment, but that should get fixed in due course.
As soon as you can win a scene.
Yes. Who are you trying to kill? He's married to a Dispoleto, person you're trying to kill, but get on with it, or don't, as you see fit. Hmm. Emperor Jimeno the Tenacious has revoked the Empire of Yemen from Queen Maria of the Empty Pockets. That's odd. Who's Wilmot? I don't remember imprisoning you. Yes, yes, I will happily ransom you to the boss name of Galicia. Gonzalo, though, he stays there. He's in the oubliette and has been in the oubliette for 20-something years. And he is still alive.
I assume he's living off purest spite at this point.
Probably, yes. Rather astonishingly, he has a positive opinion of me.
Well, I mean, maybe it's very nice of you, maybe it's low on rats.
Well, the oublietteness gets him a minus 30 penalty. The fact that he desires the Kingdom of Jerusalem is another minus 20. And then there's a minus 17 for the fact that I'm a heretic. But I'm a kind genius lunatic, which turns out to be helpful in this case, scholar with
+7 for strong leadership, 10 for prestige, also enormous personal diplomacy, and he really likes the fact that you changed the succession law.
which I don't think was even my decision.
And you've got the Axe of the Ancestors and a lot of feudal technology and +4 for a long reign, which gives you a positive score. That's ridiculous. Okay. You're very charismatic.
I mean, my personal diplomacy is only 21. It's a perfectly ordinary number. Like, my son Diego has 26.
Do you not have some things that boost your diplomacy, like axes of states and so forth?
No. That was rather an old message. Why I accidentally left that lying around? Oh no, that's Emperor Jimeno converting him, right? Yes, excellent. More people are becoming fraticelli. We're close to finishing this siege. Munia is becoming charitable. Good. Emperor Jimeno has destroyed the title of the Kingdom of Yemen. I presume the guy in my oubliette won't convert to won't convert to Fraticelliism though. I don't even have the option. Oh, because he is also my vassal.
Also, he's not going to have likely enough to not convert. It's 30 is the threshold, isn't it?
Everyone's revoking titles all over the place. Jimeno the Tenacious is gradually letting out the prisoners he caught during the war with the British. And we have finally won that siege, and thus we're up to plus 5% war score.
Hooray! this war's about?
Me trying to imprison a Catholic vassal.
At this point, I might ask you to consider, if you're just doing this with your domain levies, that the benefit of using your vassal troops instead, because your domain levies become more.
That's why I'm doing it entirely with vassal troops.
Okay, right, that makes sense.
At least I think I am, if I've got this right. Yes, all liege levies. Precisely because I didn't want to leave my domain levies depleted. So admittedly, since this is mostly sieging, it's not actually expensive in troops.
Particularly if you're not assaulting.
I mean, I could assault. I don't think I'm in that much of a hurry.
When's it crusade due?
It can be called in about a year and a half, and then it'll start 2 years after that.
Okay. Yeah. I think you're getting to the point where now you want to try not to go to war.
Except possibly with the Pope.
Except possibly with the Pope.
On the grounds that I'll be at war with the Pope anyway.
We'll wait until the crusade is called. Then go to war.
What? Manrique of the Latin Revolt. I don't remember being a member of a... Did I have an alliance with some random count or something? Manrique of the Latin Revolt refused the revocation of the county of Dash-Testan requested by Emperor Jimeno the Tenacious. To the great King Ordonio, peace be with you. We request that you honour your obligation and answer this call to arms against Emperor Jimeno of Outremer. I don't believe that I have any alliances. Declining would cost us 0 prestige. So I don't think I have an obligation. If we accept, we will be part of the war against the tyranny of Emperor Jimeno the Tenacious. Well, no, I don't think... I put him on the throne. Possibly my predecessor did, I can't remember. So I don't think there's any loss to me in declining. I'm sorry, Manrique. I'm busy. Ah, Gonzalo the Scholar finally died in my dungeon. Oh no, he was murdered. What? He didn't even manage to die of being in my dungeon for 20 years. He died under suspicious circumstances. Alarico II of Ascalon is properly Fraticelli. His wife isn't, but I'm sure he can fix that. Unfortunately, that lost me war score, because having Alarico in my dungeon was giving me 5% war score. Ah, yes, Manrique has all of the imperial tranquilments, of course. Right, and the new Duke of Ascalon is fixing up the religion of all of his vassals, so that's nice. We briefly have 9% war score until... Oh, my lord Athelwald, Marshal and designated regent, would like a nickname. So I can spend some prestige to describe him as loyal, which will make him like me more. He already likes me plenty. Or I can call him the handsome. I think I will call him the handsome, which is like neutral, but... Okay, currently the Empire is actually losing this revolt war. Right, that's knocked my war score down again. He seems to be doing quite well at besieging things, possibly because he's in a rather underpopulated county. Maybe I should bring some more troops in. Not sure there are many places I can bring more troops in from, though. Without, like, it being an awfully long way away. Oh dear. Someone murdered by Spymaster.
Also, clearly he was napping on the job. Or was outwitted by an even greater master? I shall say Newt.
Newt.
And also Newt. And maybe say stick to tomorrow. Stick. And also stick now.
Well, let us invite the Spymaster of Hull. Aha! I've become a paragon of virtue. Gets me an extra bit of piety. Give him his signing bonus. Insist that he become a more sensible religion. She really dislikes me. Well, let's give her a signing bonus as well. Ask her to become a more sensible religion. Her daughter, sadly, will be stuck being Catholic for a little while. In part because she's too young to change her religion. There's another level 7.5 fort. Right. Go and gather some technology from Fustat. Not for any good reason, really. It's just there. They're going to win that siege before I win my one as well. Bring another 1,000 troops into the process. Oh, there's a spare 6,000 troops up there. Yes, we'll use them too. We don't seem to have... Okay, I should fix that. A siege leader in charge here. That's going to be making things worse. Right. So, age 47, Emperor Himeno the Tenacious died a maimed cripple, which has evaporated the rebellion against him, and means that the new emperor is Emperor Gonçal II, who is in fact betrothed to my daughter Princess Urraca. Sadly, Gonçal is not someone I can nominate as my heir. I don't really want it to be Onaika, though she is heir to 2 of my kingdoms simply by virtue of still being alive. Diego is a much more interesting character. And Pantaleon certainly thinks that Diego is a good candidate. But basically I get to choose who the next king is, because there are only 2 electors and one of them's me, and then I get the casting vote. Kind of wondering about making my other kingdoms elective, simply to match. But I can't do it at the moment. Let's agree that Diego is a good bet. I assume that's a reasonable person to murder. You may want medium crown authority. I'm not going to vote for it. So, Princess Onaika, my daughter, is trying to kill someone. Okay. Right, I'm still Chancellor of Outremer. And the commander of Outremer. Apparently leading troops somewhere. All right, I think I may be on the ship home. Still revoking random counties. Okay, what are you doing? You're some random person in Axum, I assume. No, maybe not. Trying to kill Videric Gerifling. I'm learning about all these plots that are of no relevance to me. Right, this lot should make this siege a little bit quicker, which would be nice. Excellent, we get a few tech points. Right, that's making the siege a bit quicker, which is good. If I had a use for a woman with high diplomacy, you'd be excellent. Maybe I should see if there's someone I should marry you off to. Okay, how do I find the people who are neutral-mare? Well, maybe I find the people who are of the right religion. My Commander Porin could do with a wife. Can I just sort by religion and then find all the Fraticelli? And then go, landed Fraticellis, any of them be in need of a 16-year-old wife. Count of Kufa's a bit young for that, really. Nah. Sort out her religion anyway. We can betroth her to the kind is good, just is better. Unfortunately, all becoming kind. Right, she's now Fraticelli. Well, let's just betroth her to the Count of Kufa then. She looks like a slightly useful person, so I feel I should try to get her a decent husband, or at least a useful husband, or a husband to whom she can be useful. Right, that siege is not going to take long to push over. Then I think we stomp off up there and give them a quick thrashing, because that will probably get us a lot more war score than the alternative. We'd quite like this war finished fairly soon. Raiders have turned up in Santiago. Like 1,000 of them. Sorry, that's just embarrassing for you. Though admittedly that the structure of that army is embarrassing for me. So I'm going to raise slightly more troops simply so that I can get my army assembled correctly. Okay, the raiders are running away. Let's see if we can... Oops. It doesn't look like we can get there before they leave, unfortunately. They've done their raiding and are clearing off. Let's wait until their movement locked out of the county, though. Right. Possibly if I'd stuck an organiser in there, I could have got there before they left. That was foolish of me. I should have thought of that. Oh well. You're trying to kill your husband. Okay. It's just more people being released from the Imperial dungeons. You're trying to kill Patrician. Okay. And we're a bit better at shipbuilding in Porto. Right. We now have full occupation of that county. Let us go and take advantage of the fact that we have enough of a numerical advantage that we can probably actually slaughter them. Okay, they're leaving that county. Probably still worth going in there unless I can beat them somewhere else. Are they heading for those plains? Well, that's amusing. And we'll carry on into the plains. Right. Oh, I was meant to be giving her to someone else. Oh well, she's become an elusive shadow. That's fine. She'll be a very well-balanced young lady. I think he must have an organiser too, because I'm having difficulty catching him. We can get him in the hills, that'll do. Alright, our very well balanced Princess Araka, well apart from some slightly weak stewardship, was betrothed to Emperor Gonçal. the guy who has now become emperor. Okay, yes. That seems like a good idea. Diego has a perfectly ordinary marriage. Oneka is married to someone who turned out not to be the Byzantine emperor. Urraca is married to the current emperor of Outremer. Munia is currently betrothed to a random genius. Twonky does not yet have a husband because she's 3 years old. Right, well, we've captured Duke Lambert of Tripoli, which is after all what we were aiming for. And also Amadeus of Wessex while we were there. Well, let's quickly ransom Amadeus. Actually, we'll just leave them there. Right. Duke Lambert of Tripoli is now in my dungeon. He still refuses to convert to Catholicism, so it's into the oubliette with him. And we can dismiss that army. It should leave me with no armies raised. Right. Now considering the value... Oh, right, my other electorate now likes Princess Munia. Because apparently Diego has managed to contract leprosy. And he's ill. Right, yes, well, I can see why you might not wish him to be the next king. However, if we're going not to have him, we'll take Empress Urraca instead. I mean, admittedly, possibly Munia will be better. No, actually, I like that. I mean, Cynical's a bit weird, but the rest is pretty decent. Who's he then? Some random count. That's an odd person to marry the daughter of the emperor to. Anyway, or now sister of the emperor. So, I think at this point I should stop for the night, because the next thing is probably to try to take Farafra off the Pope, partly for amusement value and partly because, like, I think it would be helpful to be at war with the Pope and to start occupying papal territories in advance of the fairly imminent crusade. So next time we will probably be doing some of that. But for now, I think I shall save and quit and say good night. Good night.